The only thing that can break down alcohol in the bloodstream is the liver, and it can only do this so quickly. How fast? The liver processes alcohol at a constant rate of about 1 drink per hour, and that's assuming that the person has a healthy liver. Diseased or damaged livers may process alcohol even more slowly. On that note, let's talk a little bit more about BAC. It seems pretty straightforward, right? Drink more and your BAC goes up. While that is true in general, there are many factors that can affect a person's BAC. If you've been serving alcohol for a while, you've probably seen some of them in action. Let's see if you can figure them out in the following questions. Take a look at these two people. Then choose the one who you think has a higher BAC. The beer drinker? Nope, sorry. Generally speaking, a beer contains less alcohol than a martini. That means less alcohol will end up in the bloodstream, which means a lower BAC.
BAC is also affected by how much you drink and how fast you drink. Why? It all goes back to the liver. Remember, it takes the liver a whole hour to remove a single drink from your body. If you drink any more than that, the alcohol will build up in your bloodstream and raise your BAC. Think of the liver like a guy bailing water out of a boat. Only in this case, pretend it's beer. If only 1 beer gets dumped into the boat each hour, no problem. He can empty out the alcohol as fast as it comes in. But what if 2 beers are being dumped into the boat every hour? Or 3? The boat is going to start to fill up, right? Well, your body does the same thing. This is where people get into trouble. They drink faster than their livers can remove the alcohol, so their BAC starts to rise. It won't be long before they reach the point of intoxication. And if they keep going like this, soon they'll be sunk.
Okay, next pair of pictures. Which of these people has a higher BAC? That's right. His BAC would be higher because he's smaller. That means he has less blood to dilute the alcohol. On the other hand, the large man has more blood, so his BAC would be lower. Whose BAC is higher here? You'd think so because he's thinner, right? But that's only part of the equation. Because he's lean, alcohol can pass through his muscle and spread throughout his body. This would give him a lower BAC. The other guy has a large amount of body fat, which forces the alcohol to remain in his bloodstream until broken down by the liver. Translation: more fat means higher BAC. Try this one. Yep, her BAC will be higher for a few reasons. First, women generally have more body fat than men. Second, they have a smaller amount of an enzyme that helps break down alcohol. And finally, women are also usually smaller than men, which means they have less blood in their bodies. Try this one. Nicely done. An older person will have a higher BAC than a younger person, all other factors being the same. The enzymes that break down alcohol tend to slow as we get older. Also, body fat typically increases with age. Okay, just a couple more. Who has the higher BAC? You got it. Because this guy's not eating, he'll have a higher BAC than a similar person who is eating, where all other factors are the same. Let's talk a bit more about why. As I mentioned earlier, food keeps alcohol in the stomach for a longer period of time. This slows the rate at which it reaches the small intestine. The result? A lower BAC. It's important to realize that the reverse is true too, though. If you know a guest is dieting, you have to take special care. The alcohol may pass more quickly through the stomach and into the small intestine, causing them to become intoxicated faster.
Okay, so eating food slows the movement of alcohol into the small intestine. Any food is better than no food. But do some food items work better than others at slowing down alcohol absorption? Yes. Let's see if you can figure out which ones by dragging them to that disturbingly happy cartoon stomach. Nicely done. Food that's high in fat works well. So cheese is a good choice. And because it's fried, it's even better. Food that's high in protein is a great choice, especially things like meat, fish, and eggs. As you might have guessed, bread and pretzels are not good choices. They are both carbohydrates and carbs are easily digested. This makes them less effective for slowing the movement of alcohol into the small intestine. Pretzels are also salty, and salty food tends to make a person thirsty, which may cause them to drink more alcohol.
All right, last one. Who has the higher BAC? It's a tough one. Nope. Her BAC would actually be lower because wine isn't carbonated and champagne is. Why does that matter? Because carbonation speeds the rate at which alcohol passes from the stomach to the small intestine, causing a person's BAC to go higher, faster. The only thing that can break down alcohol in the blood choose the one you think has a higher BAC. It can only be higher. Translation, the beer drinker and that no beer is higher. Generally speaking, the rate of and that's the break The other guy has a large amount of body fat,